Christmas tree has been spotted in the wild. Welcome to Sydney, Australia. Hi and welcome to Well Read Wardrobe. I'm Christin and this is Thriftmas 2023. Thanks for joining me for another day. 12 designer days of Christmas with a fashion-focused approach to reselling. We're doing a bit of studying. I have this Fashion Designers Throughout the Century book, and we are going to be studying designers and then asking ourselves, what does that mean for us as a reseller? What should we be looking for when thrifting and op shopping? Today, we're talking about designer Alexander McQueen. Alexander McQueen was born in the East End of London in 1969. At the age of 22, he presented one of the most innovative and original final year collections at St. Martin's College of Art and Design. This earned him an apprenticeship with Anderson and Shepherd in Savile Row. For his first collection in 1996, McQueen featured low-riding bumpster pants and declared the bottom to be the new décolleté. McQueen loathes cliches like East End boy conquers Savile Row, but he loves spectacular fashion shows. In September 1997, he presented the most technically complex runway show in fashion history. And a few days later, he was appointed John Galliano's successor at Givenchy. The renowned fashion journalist Suzy Menkes attested that his first collection for Givenchy showed creative substance as well as masterly technique, cut and subtle decoration, undoubtedly the most important requirements of the season. Editing Christin here. Have I been mispronouncing Givenchy as Givenchy for the past 2 decades? Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Google. Givenchy.
Givenchy. Givenchy.
Just a little friendly reminder that it's never too late to learn. Typical of McQueen are impeccably cut garments whose seriousness is Richard Martin, costume curator of the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York, noted admiringly, of all the contemporary designers, the disrespectful Alexander McQueen has the most highly developed sense of optical and emotional proportions. Typical of McQueen are impeccably cut garments whose seriousness is belied by the addition of provocative and erotic elements. Designers of the decade. In the 1990s, Fortress Paris found itself under increasingly heavy assault by foreign designers. Couture, in particular, regarded as a national holy relic, despite being founded by Englishman Charles Worth, was subjected to several shocks, although they did bring new life to the grand old dame who had been wasting away. The British again played a leading role. John Galliano, the romantic pirate who began his successful plunderings of fashion history at Givenchy and then joined Dior in 1997, and Alexander McQueen, the bad boy of Savile Row who had succeeded Galliano as
Givenchy,
the creator of outrageous couture. Alexander McQueen had a background in tailoring before he studied fashion and embarked on a career as a designer. Although we would consider him wildly successful, he sadly decided to end his own life at the age of 40 in February of 2010. At the time of Alexander McQueen's death, he had 16 pieces that were 80% finished for his autumn-winter collection. These outfits were completed by his design team and shown in 7 presentations to small groups of specially invited audience. This collection, unofficially titled Angels and Demons, was the first shown during Paris Fashion Week on the 8th of March in 2010. Angels and Demons. If you find yourself fighting some demons of your own this holiday season and are thinking some unkind thoughts about yourself, I urge you to give yourself the gift of one more day. Tomorrow can be better. I'd like to acknowledge that because this is a time of year when many of us might be feeling alone. Helplines have been listed below should you need one. And now, back to the legacy. McQueen was known for sharp tailoring, historicism, and imaginative designs that often verged into the controversial. He explored themes such as romanticism, sexuality, and death, and many collections had autobiographical elements. Among his best-known individual designs are the bumpsters, the skull scarf, and the armadillo shoes. So what does this mean for resellers? Are we finding Alexander McQueen when we shop at the bins? Well, I did. I found the skull scarf, and when I did, I honestly thought I was about to pick up a piece of Torrid, because skulls. It was designer, silk, and stained. I was still able to sell it for a huge profit considering I paid by weight. And it's a silk scarf. Alexander McQueen is now a British luxury fashion house founded by designer Alexander McQueen in 1992. Sarah Burton became a creative director after his death from 2010 until 2023. The current creative director is now Sean McGeer. The diffusion line, McQ, which actually I have a piece here to show you, was started in 2006 and it ran until 2022. This diffusion line was geared with a younger person in mind, with a lower price point and being more affordable. They can still fetch a pretty penny, and now that the line is no longer being created, it could be that they are worth more instead of less. Time will tell. Plenty of celebrities and royals have also worn Alexander McQueen, so if you come across a piece, do a little research and you might find that the item you have was worn by someone famous, and that's definitely something worth mentioning in a listing. As you can see by the comps that I'm showing you on the screen, the prices are all over the map, just as with many designers. You can surely hold out for a higher price if you believe you have an authentic item, especially coming from the runway. This could be a huge return. Now, are most of us going to come across this in our lifetimes? No, probably not. But you might find McQ or some lower end actual designer pieces that someone's decided to let go. Never say never, but probably not. Of course, I'm going to hope to find these pieces one day, but in all likelihood, I could come across another piece of authentic Alexander McQueen and flip it and make a profit of a few $100%, if not dollars. Also, McQ has a lot of pieces floating out there. These items can still be desirable and sold. Thanks so much for being here. If you're liking this Vlogmas, don't forget to hit subscribe on your way out, ring the notification bell so you know when the next video goes up, and if you wouldn't mind, take an extra second and hit that like button. It really does mean the world to me, and it changes the way YouTube puts out my videos. If there's a particular designer you would like to see here on our Fashion Focus, drop it in the comments below. I'll be sure to add it to the list. We have plenty of days to fill. Thanks for tuning in for another chapter, and happy holidays. See you tomorrow.